Hello Sagittarius, welcome to your reading for middle to the end of July. So last 2 weeks of July roughly. Yeah, as always it's going to be general, so if something doesn't resonate, just leave it for someone else. And yeah, Sagittarius, let's welcome in now the archangels, ascended masters, light beings, star beings, our higher selves, any spirit guides you may have, as well as any animal, ancestral or dragon guides that you feel resonant with, Sagittarius, that you wish to be present for this reading. Queen of Swords, Three of Cups, Six of Cups, that's the Seven of Cups, and the Five of Wands. There could be a group of people that you've been involved with, Sagittarius, that you are looking to maybe depart from or to take a break from, or a decision around this. As a group, Three of Cups here is like a group kind of energy. So maybe this is probably, maybe, some extracurricular activities, a hobby or a group or a community group. I guess it could be talking about family or a work situation, possibly. Queen of Swords, you're having to, I think recently you've had to kind of activate your compassion and to make a decision. I think sometimes the Queen of Swords talks about those difficult decisions that are kind of a bit emotional. They're sort of emotional, but they also require some intuition and some logic as well. So there's something around a decision and whether this is you deciding to be a part of a group or deciding to no longer be a part of a group, or deciding or working out how you are going to maybe carve out some time to spend with people. Let's have a look, see what the other cards say. This will give us a bit more context. Queen of Wands, so I think maybe you're going out on your own, you're sort of departing. There's a Ten of Swords here as well. So there's something, I think there's something about this, either friendship group, family-ish group, or something, or a hobby group, or an interest that you are kind of now, you're sort of done with, or there's something about that you are now wanting to move into this Queen of Swords energy. So it's interesting that, maybe you sort of maybe you have been doing what it takes to kind of fit into this group. Maybe there are certain, things that this group does that you have been doing. But I think recently you've decided to, do your own thing here, Queen of Wands. And it's going to be, it's feeling like it's very creative. But at the same time, there's this letting go of the other group of people, I think, that's or the finishing up. But this is Ten of Swords is always about a new horizon as well. Because general direction moving forward, you have this Seven of Cups. It's like you're looking at your other options here, Sagittarius, okay? And there are a lot of options. Okay, so potentially there are a lot of other ways that you can mix, mingle, socialise and have good times with people, okay? There must have been something about this other group or people that you're with that was no longer resonating, okay? And that could be anything. But general direction, this is the Five of Wands. So, there may be some challenges in you selecting something here to do, but maybe that's part of the process. Maybe you're going to be trying things out, going through a process of elimination in some ways. If there's, a few options open to you, maybe you're going to try one and go, well, do I like that or not? And then try the next one, whatever. However that happens. And I think we're talking about social, kind of emotional, maybe creative or artistic groups. It could be spiritual as well. There could be some spiritual aspect to this. Underlying theme is the Five of Wands again, which is interesting, and the Moon. So I think you're really having to dig deep here, and I think this is something about your conditioning that you're letting go of, or there's something about your subconscious as to how you've always done things, and maybe you had been hanging out with this group for those reasons, for survival reasons, or because it's what you've always done, or because of what you're used to. But now there's like a challenge to that. This is the 5 of fire, 5 of wands. So I think you are you're challenging yourself, but you're doing that in the name of being able to become your more authentic, true self. Okay, Queen of Wands, which is really nice. Here's Sagittarius for you. Let's grab some more cards here. Two of Swords, the King of Swords, the Devil, and the Two of Wands. Yeah. So at the moment, there's going to be an outcome. I mean, you have your Queen of Swords, your sword up there, so you're aligning with your personal truth. And there are going to be some decisions and some action required on your part to, I guess, move on your intuitive feeling and your wish to perhaps no longer be a part of that group or of that connection. And I think the birds here are taking their blindfolds off of this person, because birds are higher consciousness. So I feel like you're also moving into a higher frequency, a higher frequency version of yourself. And this is you also, like, this is like, can also be a symbol of the higher self, this bird. So it's like you have accessed your higher self, I think here, Sagittarius, or at least you have started to, and you are wanting to really go down that path. You're wanting to follow those inclinations that you have to move in that direction. Knight of Swords is, about swift action. So maybe you'll be moving quickly into something else, but also using your communication skills, listening in, using your intuition, and what you may not be aware of is that if this has been an attachment of yours here, Devil, to socialize with a particular group that has, and it could be that, it might be that the people you get along with, they could be fine, but it might be some of the activities and things that they do that no longer resonate with you, and you are wanting to move away from that type of thing, and whereas they're wanting to just stick with that, okay? So maybe this is, your decision to move away from that is kind of also synonymous with this new path here. It's like it's sort of going to be the start of a new path here, Two of Wands. Yeah, which is kind of nice. Also talking about the fire element, so transformative, also quite creative and spiritual. So maybe, maybe you're going to be embarking on a new spiritual path or a spiritual quest of some sort, or a journey, and maybe you're doing an inner journey as well, of sorts, or maybe some type of, natural therapy, natural healing processes. Maybe you're going to be doing things like that. And yeah, I'm guided to this Strength card first off. This is the dragon, my dragon deck, and Strength. So this is that you may have a dragon guide, Sagittarius, that you can call on to really help to strengthen and encourage and support you as you transition from one kind of friendship, social activity group into trying some others. Maybe there's a gentle way to do that. Maybe you're going to just, pull back on it gradually. Maybe you're going to keep hanging out with these people, and then you're going to try some others on the side, and then just sort of gradually move away, something like that. But this is Strength. This is that you have the discipline, the direction, and the know-how, and also the determination to overcome the inner obstacles here, symbolized by the moon. So that's those subconscious aspects of yourself as well. Two of Wands again. So yeah, new path opening up to you. Okay. And the Ace of Cups. Wow, Spirit has your back. Yeah, and this came out next to that Strength card with this dragon rider with his or her dragon there. So, yeah, really, I guess, acknowledging that you may well have a dragon spirit guide, a celestial dragon guide. The dragons are here for many of us at this time. So, you know, it could be worth really meditating on that as well when you have time to yourself. Ace of Cups, unconditional love coming in, high frequency coming in, and this is really going to support you to also tune into these other options. So you're probably going to be using your frequency barometer, like your, you know, your, what do you call it? Your inner divining rod, in terms of, you know, figuring out which ones of these options open to you are kind of high frequency, are they resonant, you know, are they supportive of your creativity, your spirituality, things like that. So the Ace of Cups spirit guides are here to help you, which is awesome. Let's grab a Wizard Tarot as well. It's guided to grab this deck because we're going through very transformative times at the moment, as we have been, but it's kind of ramping up a bit, isn't it, I think? Death or rebirth, yeah. So you are transitioning, you're going through a process of change, you're up-leveling your frequency here, Sagittarius. And it's interesting that, yeah, there is, so these angel wings are sort of on fire. So it's this transformation of changing state, of moving into different states of consciousness, moving into high frequency versions of yourself as you move forward. We're now going to look at the bottoms of the decks, and also as you mix with other people. So really kind of tuning into their frequency, you know, like more about an energetic match than anything else in some ways. And here we have death again. Yeah, definitely a rebirth here for you, Sagittarius, okay? Big changes. Death is interesting. It talks about a slowish change. It's not something that happens quickly. We did talk here about the Knight of Swords moving swiftly. But that could also be saying that if you are a little undecided, it could be that you are going to make a decision as to what you are going to do about this other group that I think you're pulling away from. Okay, it might be that, okay, this is the decision, this is the strategy, this is how, you know, you're going to do it, Sagittarius. And here we have the Devil again. Yes, interesting. 2 deaths and 2 devils in your reading. So once again, this idea of attachment, overcoming, I guess, the challenges of your conditioning and of ways of surviving that I guess you've adopted over the years. And many of us are going through this releasing of our survival mechanisms and also of our inner defense mechanisms we're kind of letting go of, because we are really wanting to, many of us, align with our personal truth, our authenticity, Queen of Wands. And, you know, she's also very courageous and creative. So this could almost be like a nice inspiration card for you, Sagittarius. You know, having that courage to align with your authenticity and holding that front and center. She's actually holding a flame here with her left hand, which is pretty cool. So this is like, you know, the flame of your soul spirit. And there's Sagittarius. 6 of Cups, really nice. So your inner child activation as well. There could be something about, you know, like a real innocence and a playful energy coming through as you find new groups, you know, up-leveling in frequency, moving into happiness and joy, creativity, expression. There's going to be a whole lot of options, you know, open to you here, Sagittarius. 7 of Cups, which is really nice for you at this time. The Moon as well. The Moon twice. This is very interesting. So Devil and Death and the Moon have come out twice, and they're all major arcana. So this is like big inner deep shift time, I think, Sagittarius. And you're probably already aware that you've been making these shifts. But I think as we release layers of conditioning, you know, there's so many layers to that, right? So I think what this means is that you're going to become more aware of what it is that you're releasing. And, oh, wow, sorry, this is fantastic. This is the dragon deck, and there's actually a dragon here in the moon. So once again, dragon spirit guides, or even, I don't know if there's such a thing as like a moon celestial dragon or something, Sagittarius, some energy like that, that you could, it might be the water dragon, so the sacral chakra dragon. If you want to tune into some dragon energies, the YouTube channel called My Rising Rose is really great for that. Okay. Now, on the bottom of this deck, we have Four of Swords. Yes, meditation. Slowing the mind, and this could be part of perhaps some new practices that you're going to adopt, or maybe you're going to even be, one of the options here might be that you're going to mix with some people who do a type of meditation. Maybe it's a moving meditation, or it could be a creative activity which is kind of meditative. It may even be meditation itself, but like many things can be a meditation. Even like hiking through nature can be a meditation, okay? And the other interesting thing about these cups is that, once again, there's like this dragon figure here in one of the cups. Yeah, which is interesting. We also have this serpent, which can be talking about healing, okay? And yeah, there's a few other options there, so you might want to tune in and have a look at those things there. So, yeah, going through a big, deep transformation, excuse me, Sagittarius. But also twice in your reading, the Two of Wands. So you are definitely contemplating, even though you may not have stepped into your path and fully embodied it at this point, you're definitely considering what that may look like and the general direction that it may take, okay? And certainly the options that it can take. Maybe there's 2 or 3 different things that you're looking at the moment. But yeah, activating your authenticity, tuning into your personal truth, and yeah, moving into some new, possibly groups, new environments, new people connections, and that type of thing. So there we have it, Sagittarius. Hope that's been helpful. Look forward to your next reading. In the meantime, have a great day and a fantastic week, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.